Let me ask you something that might sting a little. When you think about your life, about the patterns, the heartbreaks, the detours, who do you blame the most? The ex? The parents? The system? The circumstances? Or if we're being real, do you blame you? Not just, yeah, I take responsibility. I mean that deep, quiet blame that sounds like, I should have known better. I'm the problem. I ruin everything. If I had just been different, maybe they would have stayed. What if I told you that there's a version of you inside that you have been attacking for years, blaming her for everything that went wrong, blaming her for not being perfect, blaming her for not seeing what she couldn't see yet? Today we're going there because this is day 19 of our self forgiveness journey. And the truth is, you cannot heal what you keep blaming, especially when what you keep blaming is you. Hey, my beautiful people, welcome back. If you've been walking through this 28-day journey with me, you already know we are not doing surface level healing here. We are talking about the stuff most people hide from. We're telling the truth. We're pulling things out of the dark corners of our soul with love, not with shame. And today's episode, yeah, this one's tender. Today is day 19, the inner I blamed. We're not talking about the I you put on Instagram, not the I that shows up to work, not the I that knows what to say. We're talking about the younger you, the scared you, the confused you, the trying her best you, the messy, real, imperfect, emotional, human you, the one you keep pointing fingers at in your mind. I wanted to do this episode because I realized something in my own journey. I was trying to love myself and attack myself at the same time. I'd say affirmations, but deep down I still blame myself for everything I didn't like about my life. And that inner blame, it was poisoning my peace. By the end of this episode, I want you to recognize the inner you've been blaming, understand why you targeted her, and start shifting from blame to responsibility with compassion. Let's walk this out together. Let's break this down. When I say the inner I blamed, I'm talking about the version of you inside that you hold responsible for. The heartbreak, the trauma, the people you chose, the time you wasted, the paths you didn't take, the boundaries you didn't have, the red flags you ignored. She might be 16-year-old you, 22-year-old you, newly divorced you, newly heartbroken you, newly free but still confused you. And every time you replay an old situation, you talk about her like, why didn't I leave? Why did I go back? Why did I let him treat me like that? Why did I believe that? Why did I stay quiet? You turn her into the villain in your own story. That inner I becomes the one you're mad at, the one you're disappointed in, the one you silently shame, the one you wish you could erase. Now, why does this matter? Because self-forgiveness isn't just saying, I forgive myself present day me. It's also about saying, I forgive the versions of me that didn't know what I know now. And if you're still blaming her, you're still at war with yourself. Let me ask you, what happens when you keep blaming that inner version of you? You stay stuck in regret instead of moving into wisdom. You keep reliving the past as a punishment instead of a lesson. You build a split inside. One part of you is the judge, the other is always on trial. You cannot feel whole when one part of you is always prosecuting the other. And that's why we're here today, to release that inner war. Okay, let me pull back the curtain on my own life for a moment. There's a version of me I used to blame constantly. The I who was addicted to attention, who chased love, who accepted crumbs like a whole meal, who believed that being wanted was the same thing as being valued. Whenever I'd think about that season, my inner dialogue was brutal. Why were you so desperate? Why did you ignore every red flag? Why did you keep going back to people who clearly didn't care? Why did you stay so long? I shamed her. I rolled my eyes at her in my own head. I talked about her like she was dumb, weak, pathetic. And here's the crazy part. That her was me. I wasn't talking about a stranger. I was talking about my own soul. One day I was journaling about a past relationship, one of those that leaves scars and a whole lot of what was I thinking energy. And I wrote, I'm so mad at myself. I let him treat me like that. Then I paused. Something in me whispered, which you are you mad at? And that question took me out because I suddenly saw her in my mind. Me, younger, hungry for love, carrying childhood wounds, carrying unhealed trauma, carrying this deep fear of being left. She didn't have the tools I have today. She didn't have the insight. She didn't have the language of boundaries. She didn't have the self worth I've built now. She was surviving, guessing, hoping, trying, and I realized I was blaming a younger, wounded version of me for not having wisdom she'd never been given. Whew, that realization broke me open. I cried, hard, not because I was mad, but because I felt grief. Grief for how harsh I'd been to myself. Grief for how I'd replayed the story again and again just to call myself names at the end. In that moment, I felt something shift. I put my hand on my chest and I said out loud, I'm sorry I've been so hard on you. You were doing the best you could with what you knew. I'm proud of you for surviving. That was my transformation moment. I didn't stop taking responsibility for my choices, but I stopped attacking myself for making them. I moved from, I'm so stupid for staying, to, I understand why you stayed, from, I can't believe I allowed that, to, I see what you were trying to find in that situation. That inner shift changed everything. Because when you stop blaming your past self, you can finally learn from her instead of using her as a punching bag. Let's walk through this together. Today is not about pretending your choices were all okay. It's about shifting from blame to understanding. Step 1, identify the you blame. Close your eyes for a moment unless you're driving. Think of one season or situation in your life that you still beat yourself up about. Ask, which version of me am I mad at? Is it teen you trying to find love? 20-something you trying to escape pain? Newly single you trying to feel wanted? Burned out you trying to keep everyone happy? Picture her, see her clothes, her face, her eyes, her posture. That's the inner I you've been blaming. Step 2, write the accusations. In your journal, write down all the things you silently tell her. Examples. You should have known better. You embarrassed us. You wasted our time. You knew that wasn't love. You ruined everything. Don't censor it. Let it all out. This is the raw part. Step 3, ask, what did she not have? Now pause and ask, what didn't she have back then? What tools, support, or knowledge were missing? Maybe she didn't have emotional safety. Good examples of healthy love. Language for boundaries. Resources for mental health. Healed inner wounds. A strong sense of self-worth. Write it down. This is crucial because you can't judge someone for drowning when nobody ever taught them how to swim. Step 4, reframe the story with compassion. Now take one of your accusations and rewrite it with understanding. Example, instead of, you were so stupid for staying, try, you stayed because you were scared to be alone and believed that was the best you could get at the time. Instead of, you ruined everything, try, you made choices from a place of pain, not because you wanted to ruin anything, but because you were trying to cope. Do this with each accusation. This is not about excusing harmful behavior. It's about accurately understanding it. Step 5, speak to her directly. Put your hand on your heart or over your stomach, somewhere that feels grounding. Say out loud, you can use this or adapt it. I see you. I know you were trying your best with what you knew. I'm sorry I've been so harsh with you. I forgive you for not knowing then what I know now. From now on, I will protect you, not punish you. Let yourself feel it. If tears come, let them. That's not weakness. That's release. So what happens when you stop blaming the inner you and start embracing her? You stop fighting yourself instead of living with two internal roles, the judge and the judged. You begin living as one integrated self. No more internal court sessions at 2 a.m. Just honest reflection, responsibility, and growth. You unlock true self-forgiveness. You can't forgive yourself while secretly believing that a part of you deserves to be hated forever. Compassion doesn't erase accountability. It makes accountability transformational instead of punishing. You deepen your self-trust. When you stop attacking past you, present you starts to feel safer. You're no longer afraid to make choices because you know, if I mess up, I will correct myself, not crucify myself. That safety is powerful. You become more patient with your healing because now you see, if younger you was doing the best she could then current you is probably also doing the best she can now. So instead of yelling at yourself to heal faster, you walk with yourself. Now here's a common pitfall. Pitfall, confusing compassion with justification. Giving yourself compassion doesn't mean saying, Well, it's all okay. No harm done. No, harm may have been done to you and maybe to others. But compassion says, I can take responsibility, repair what I can, learn from this, and still believe I am worthy of love and growth. Blame keeps you stuck in the past. Compassion helps you build a different future. Let's bring this home. There is an inner I. You have made the scapegoat for your life. You've blamed her for your pain, your mistakes, your detours, your delays. But what if that version of you is not a villain, just a younger traveler? Someone who walked part of the road with less light, less guidance, less healing? What if she actually deserves your gratitude for surviving long enough to get you here? Self forgiveness isn't just, I forgive the person I am today. It's, I forgive the person I was back then who didn't know, who was trying, who was suffering, who just wanted to be okay. So here is your day 19 affirmation. I release the blame I've held against my past self. She was doing the best she could. I choose to understand her, to honor her, and to grow from her story, not punish her for it. Say it with me. I release the blame I've held against my past self. She was doing the best she could. I choose to understand her, to honor her, and to grow from her story, not punish her for it. That's not just pretty language. That's you rewriting the way you relate to yourself. And every time you feel that inner blame rising up, I want you to stop and ask, am I attacking the very version of me that needed love the most? And then choose differently. All right, my love, thank you for going there with me today. I know this episode touched a very specific kind of ache, that ache of, I should have known better. I should have done better. But I hope just a little, you're starting to see that past you with softer eyes. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who's always saying, it's all my fault, or I can't forgive myself. They need this. Make sure you follow the podcast so you don't miss the rest of this 28-day self-forgiveness journey. We are not done yet, and I promise you, there is more light coming. And if you want more tools, journal prompts, and support, you already know where to go. https://wayofthewise.com. I love you. I see you. And I honor every version of you that got you here. Until day 20, be gentle with the inner you used to blame. She carried you through hell with no manual. She deserves your grace now. Talk soon.